What is it with the number 8, Kahasihi? Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Oh, no. There you are.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, this was working fine before we started.
This is weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny business.
Yeah.
Wawanui, everyone.
Wawa.
And welcome to another episode of the Blackbird Oracle. Hope that everyone's doing great. And what else? Yeah. I hope nobody is as tired as me today because I could fall asleep right here and now. But yeah, let's have a little bit of fun.
Yeah. Watawaho, hello. Welcome. Kawamanato, Tawaho, Hamanisa, Matopere, and everybody else that's coming in. Happy Sunday.
Happy Unrata.
Yeah. So, crazy past week. Just a little bit. Just a tiny, minuscule little bit. Probably all coincidences that happened last week. I was going through last month's video and looking through the cards, and the part that I skipped to just so happened to be the black cube technology. You were drawing extra cards to figure out some information about an event that was revealing itself. And it still wasn't giving you any specific information, like clues, hints, like, oh, that's going to, it's supposed to be a surprise. Yeah. And what else was there? Is there anything else that's jumping out at you from that you can remember? There you are. You were frozen again.
Yeah, connection's not the best. I'm very sorry.
Keep going into the stone.
Yes.
Well, while you're noodling with that, the other notes that I took from that part of the reading, you're talking about the mother's vessel. That did also come up in relation to March. And the card for the vessel came up along with the threshold. That was when you were trying to pull some more cards to get information about what is the event. And they said, 9. We will not tell you anything more.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was extremely interesting. I remember the feeling, and I was like, what's going on there? You know, I remember that the card that that was connected to the event was also the Phoenix. So it was the feeling of course, something very fiery, and also this feeling of something rising, you know, something rising from the ashes or whatever. And yes, we had what happened last Monday, but then also for me privately, it's just interesting sitting here and thinking like, okay, wow, gosh, last month's episode, it feels so long ago. Like it feels more than a month ago.
It does.
And for me personally, during the last month, I really had a moment where, in a way, I'm going to say this, even though it's not really exactly what it was, but still it describes it the best way. And I'm using this terminology because it came up frequently after that. And I was not the only one who was experiencing this. It was like this feeling of hitting rock bottom. You know, it was really like this feeling of hitting hard on the ground and then rising. And so it's really interesting. Like this month was extremely energetically, extremely interesting. And I feel like for me personally, I still don't have like everything put together, why things happened the way they did. And then also with this event that happened early last week, it's just extremely interesting and coincidental, because I do feel a very strong connection to distortion of the womb, like to what they try to impose on the people for many, many, many eons. And I feel something's happening with all of that. And yeah, so this is why I feel, the threshold, it feels really like this make or break moment, I feel. And yeah, so
Yeah.
it's just very, very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it continues. And I would love to hear either in the comment section, or if anybody went through something similar like me. Like I literally had a few days where I don't remember what I did, what I thought, what I felt. So it was really like as if there was a blackout. And I remember that I felt, and this interesting because I totally forgot that the threshold card actually came up, because I really had the feeling I was in that threshold. I was in between, sitting in there. Like that was the feeling. So yeah, I would love to hear if anybody can relate to this or went through something similar.
I could
Anything
probably
else in terms of the geometries, or anything that you would like to touch on?
Well, I did have a similar experience where last week I was a little more wiped out than I usually am, where I just have to zone out for a couple hours and get my energy back. And normally after I do something like a birth chart session, I'm really, really energized. But after the session that I had last week, and it is nothing wrong with the actual session itself, it was amazing. For whatever reason, my energy felt different afterwards, that I needed to rest. And it was that was just the theme for the whole week. It's not like I could do as much as I usually do, and I'm usually noodling and doing a lot of things. So yeah, I think I was in my own threshold space, and there was a lot energetically going on last week, in addition to Monday's event last week.
Yeah, and here Nomad Land is sharing, yes, it felt like rock bottom or quantum reset. And yeah, that's exactly it. And for me, the feeling is really, yes, even though there are moments where I feel also exhausted, like extremely exhausted, and it just comes in like this. And then I'm like, okay, I cannot do anything more today. But also there's this very strong feeling of having in a sense, my power back, like my energy or my guidance or my focus or something is like returning. Something is coming back or flowing back to me. And so with this thing of, calling it a quantum reset, oftentimes it's an intense process that we go through. And sometimes we really need to be kind of like, our mind needs to be taken out, and even our body, and after that event, I was sick, and I was clearing through my body and through my sinuses. I had this wisdom tooth thing. So there was a lot going on with the lower and upper jaw, where I feel I've received a lot of upgrades. So definitely a lot of quantum information coming in. So yeah. And I do remember that the sentence that you shared in last episode, that it is important to remember that everything comes from innocence. That really was with me throughout the month. And I was like, okay, you just got to remember that, and return to yourself, return to yourself, return to yourself. Yeah.
That's
Beautiful.
true for everybody. That's even the one person who had that a big event last week. It includes that individual as well, and anybody else that's involved in that that side of things. I'll keep it a little on the vague side, but you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Yeah. And this other sense that I got from things that were going on last week, there was a particular moment. There was a piece of news shared. A parent. Now I'm going to use a specific word because of YouTube algorithms. They get very strange with certain words where someone decided to leave and become an ancestor by their own hand. This is what the news is saying, and this is what the person's family is saying. And they were affected as a child by other people who harm individuals. So you follow the thread that I'm taking with this. I was observing the energy within that and everything else going on around that time, and thought it's in a way kind of a rock bottom. It's almost as if, okay, there is a major moment that has arrived and completed, and now it's going to get really fun and interesting. Like there is a big moment that was being anticipated, and it was achieved and completed, and now the next step of the process is happening. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. So we'll see what comes. I mean, this was the, next month after we've kind of started moving into the spring season here in the northern hemisphere, and we're fast approaching the Lemurian New Year. And so it's just interesting to observe what's taking place right now, and that the energies are so intense, and we can feel things, certain loops are closing and certain other things are opening, cycles. It's like we can observe how the cycles are, some cycles are closing and some cycles are starting anew. And yeah, it's just very, very interesting what was observed.
Oh yes, certainly. Welcome, Mawarika. And Jane, I know you're a Huna. I'm not recalling your Huna off the top of my head. And there was another one in here, right? Yeah, the Koha Huna.
Who's the Koha Huna?
Mata Makutu Wakoha. I think she's from Poland.
Wow. Oh yeah,
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
Well, so what do you feel? Do you want to jump in, or should I jump in today?
Well, it's been a minute since you started.
Yeah, I can go ahead. I felt that today.
Yes.
So,
your phone disconnected, by the way. It's not in the.
No.
It's not in the StreamYard.
I wonder why.
Quantum shenanigans.
Yeah, for you guys' information, I have my phone sitting up here so that I have 2 cameras for you guys so that you can see the cards. And it's just been doing funny stuff. So.
Yep. Hey.
I need to see how it looks like though.
Oops.
Things were easier when I could use the camera.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Me do that. There we go.
So I got to turn the camera. Just give me a quick moment. Yeah, I feel like that just the connection today is really not good.
Yeah, because it dropped back out already.
Yeah, I wonder what this is. So sorry, guys. I have new Wi-Fi, and you think you get something better, and then in the end it turns out worse.
Not more better.
Not more better. much more worse. So let's see. I have my phone now with my hotspot, and I hope I can do that now.
Oh, Jane, I just noticed what you wrote. Jane's been very sick and lost a lot of teeth.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Sorry, guys. Usually this is not.
Usually it's much smoother than this.
Yeah. It should be the right way around. But I'm not in the studio yet. What did I do?
No, you got booted when you were trying to fix it.
No, I didn't enter yet. So no, I've entered.
Oh, that explains some things.
The technology.
There we go.
Okay. It's just interesting. You know what I recognize now? You remember last month I was gifted this this special fish?
Yes.
You know what the fish is a symbol for? It's for the Christians or the Christianity. That's their secret symbol. And then even also with well, they call it the cross, but for me it's not the cross. For me, this is the seal, the source element ascension light, the symbol of the source element ascension light. But it's just interesting that I'm noticing now that I had this already set up in this way for last month's episode. And today I was asking myself, do these need to stay? And they all said yes. And now I know why, because in a way, they've already revealed something about this event. And it's also very interesting. Today I have one card deck that wanted to come and play. And this is probably the card deck that I use the least. But for some reason, they wanted to come out today. So let's see what may be. Tamaki, you can help me because I feel these are a bit many. First, you got to feel in how many cards, and then you got to tell me which ones.
4.
Yeah, I knew. And now tell me which cards.
The third from the left. I'm doing the little muscle testing thing. 1, 2. Let me count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count 5 in from the left.
This one?
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be card number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then which one's card 3? Second from the right is card 3. And then third from the left is card 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
This one says, nothing is absolute. Change is the only constant. The journey to Alya, goddess of Avnova, move with the flow. Choose a natural solution when possible. Rise to the occasion. Very interesting. Let's get some clarification. We have my favorite card of the deck again, the comic. So it's interesting. I feel this energy of almost like a journey of some sorts. And I wonder what this might be about. Okay, so the thing that we embark on this journey on is for the gem, or what we call, like, this card is the gem, the gemstone, the treasure, that what we seek, maybe, and what will come out of the journey is the mirror. It's a reflection. So it feels like that with the month ahead, we are having we are invited to journey with this understanding of what it is that we want, and what it is that those wishes or wants, or yeah, it's not really that those are needs, but it's just that what we want, you know, that's what what we are looking for, what we are longing for. It feels like that we're journeying with our own understanding of what that is actually telling us. Does that make sense? You know, with looking at the reflection card, it feels like that there is a beautiful potential of cutting through some things that no longer serve us. So if we look at this, the webbing, it almost feels like that inside of that there is I don't know if you can yeah, there you can see it, like you can see lots of hands here, and then you can see an energy that kind of feels like you can't really tell what it is really. There is a face and there's lots of stuff there, and we don't really know what it is. And it feels like that we have the opportunity to cut through this in a very gentle way, you know, because right now I'm looking at this crescent moon in a way like a sigil, like not a sigil, but is what do you call this shape of blade in English? In German, it's a Sichel.
A sickle?
Yeah, a sickle, like that you cut through something with a sickle, but in a very gentle and very soft way, in a very soft manner, and it feels like, yes, the energy of hands and hand holding, and you know, that type of feeling, like you're not cutting through it in an action of being aggressive, but being more like that you're holding this energy by the hand, as if you were holding the hand of a child. But with that action, you're cutting through something which was blocking your way, or which was blocking your path, or you were seeing this webbing in front of you and you didn't want to go through there because you don't like the feeling of spider webs on your skin. It's creeping you out, you know, this type of feeling. And with this card, I really feel that there is this this feeling of encouragement, and this invitation to remember this feeling of, oh, I'm embarking on an adventure, I'm embarking on a beautiful journey, you know, and to allow yourself to to have that type of feeling. And then with this card, it's interesting because you can see the otters here, and I already had an encounter with the otters during this week. And then you can see a beehive up here, and this beautiful entry to a cave maybe, and the waterfalls, and really like this invitation of being gentle. And the otters, you know, when I was observing them, they were always together, and they were so cuddly but so joyful, but they were in this beautiful way of communing, you know. And this is the type of feeling that I have, you know, that we are learning something about communing on one side with ourselves and different aspects and different parts of ourselves, but then also to show up different in community and be more like the one that is extending the hand. And with that hand that is being extended, it's almost like you're cutting through that web that is blocking the connection. And this really feels like a reminder for when we have challenge or conflict, or when we have a problem, that we would that we have the choice to choose the natural solution, like the thing that appears naturally, the thing that just reveals itself naturally, that we have that choice and that we are allowed to take that. Because I feel that sometimes the things that come naturally, sometimes they are in a way easy, you know, and sometimes we don't feel the easy choice is the right choice because we think life needs to be hard, or the awakening journey needs to be hard. But sometimes, you know, we can just allow to trust that the thing that naturally presents itself is the thing that we can go with, and that it is the right path, you know, because in the end, it's our free will, it's our choosing. And it really feels like that that we are encouraged to rise to this occasion, to really decide that we want to make change for ourselves, that we want to, be within that constant flow of the understanding that change is the only constant, and that we really rise to that occasion. And this card, the mentor, is showing up with that. So the ruru, which is the owl, is the bird that is connected to the enter and return. It's very much the bird that carries or brings, helps the soul's transition. And it's definitely a symbol of radical change, or change, you know, because it's associated with death, because it is a guardian of the souls that are passing. And I really think it's very interesting that we have the ocean and the comic in conjunction, because it almost feels like that the ocean, you know, if you're looking at these two eyeballs, you know, it almost looks like that the ocean is looking at us with her two eyeballs, and it's like, guys, have you still not figured it out yet? Just chill the fuck out, surf the waves, and enjoy the ride. You know, just allow yourself to enjoy the waves. You know, like when you're in the ocean and you're enjoying that the waves are twirling you around in the ocean. You know, it's like, just enjoy life. And it feels like that with this card, Rise to the Occasion. It feels a little bit like that this month is, in a way, almost like a preparation. It almost feels like, okay, we are preparing right now. We're preparing for the new, like for the celebration and for the new light circle that is then opening up, you know, because the Matariki is going to rise in June over Aotearoa, New Zealand, and is going to bring in the new light season, the new season of love. And so it feels like we're invited to sustain specific frequencies and specific intentions, and to really maintain and sustain the energies, and then, you know, prepare ourselves to rise to the occasion, because it feels like this is more to the end of the month, you know. And with us standing here, we will fully receive the reflection of what it was that we were starting off in this this month with. You know what I mean? It's like in the first week of the month, we are looking, oh, would like to do this and this and this over the next weeks. And then at the end of the month, we are looking into the reflection, into the mirror, and we are seeing what the journey actually was, what the flow actually was. And so it's this big invitation to really work with this, especially this month, which is very interesting because this is just reminding me about what I am, starting in June with my workshop, because this is what my new thing that I'm going to offer is all about. It's all about working with the intention and working with the reflection of the moon. So it's just very interesting that this is coming up. I quickly would like to pull some codes just to have some frequencies and light codes with us. And then I think we are probably already good with that. If there's not a specific question about what I've just shared from anybody that they would like to ask in the comments. So what we have here, this is so interesting. In my last two readings, I had those always show up together, the iwi and the hapu. And this one actually as well. Oku fi waka iwi hapu peke. So oku means those who come, those of the essence of heaven. Fi is the light shield of protection. Waka is the canoe. Iwi is the tribe. Hapu is to be pregnant or to pregnancy. And then peke is a new way of walking. It really feels like that there is this beautiful and big opportunity for remembrance of origin. With all of this, it feels like that with us surrendering to this beautiful process, we are actually stepping out of our own way to block ourselves. This is what this is about. Cut through the blockages that you are creating yourself. And it feels like that there's this beautiful memory available for us around the planet. It's almost like, for me, in terms of frequencies, thoughts, or upgrades, it's something that is always omnipresent, but it feels like now we as a collective are ready to tap into that next layer of the collective memory and of the unity consciousness. And we are now able to receive this aspect, like this oku, those who are from the essence of heaven. And there is particularly something here with the oku fi. It feels like that there is something that wants to connect with us, which is about, how can I say this? The word comes. I'm supposed to say star technology. It's something to do with star technology. And it's all connected to the light shield. So it is about, if you look at a light shield, for me, it's like, it's an energy that draws a container, or that creates a container of safety. So it feels like that we are remembering something about this specific technology, not because we need to protect ourselves. It feels more that it is because this is a part of us. This technology is a part of our maintenance program. And we need that to navigate the future, because it feels like that there is the waka, of course, is also showing up and confirming that it is about a journey. And that it is about a journey of many, because the tribe is showing up, and then even the hapu, because in the Maori, the iwi is the tribe and the hapu is the lineage of the tribes, you know. So the tribes come from the hapu, of course, because the tribes come from the womb. So there is a procession that we can observe here. So there is a journey back into the womb to learn the new way of walking, or to remember the new way of walking. And we need to remember this okufi. And it is also, the okufi is also connected to the hatto frequencies, because I really feel it's something that is connected to our own original star technology. You know, if you remember, or if you not remember, but yeah, if you remember that you're actually a star being, like, which means you are a star, this is connected to star technology. And this is about how a star maintains its field presence. It's like this orb, you know, it's about orb technology, if you want to say that. And the orbs are all connected to light codes and, you know, codes in general. So this is something that wants to be, remembered. Beautiful, quite beautiful and clear. It feels like a very clear instruction to me. And it's nice to see, okay, there is this very practical level, you know, where we are just invited to work with our intention and to observe. And then there is this whole other, like this macro layer of the wairua that reveals, okay, this is actually what is, you know, being integrated by you just doing your human thing and just working with yourself. It's much more than just cutting through your blockages, you know. It's something greater. It's like, yeah, we are purifying truly. Yeah. Do you have any comments or questions with this, Tamaki?
There was a conversation I had with one of our Dragon Master students. She was feeling a moment of doubt with the work that she was doing with the code, so she wanted to speak with me about it. It was about Waikara and Karakia and how she was using them. And we have our protocols, and we have what Mautu would share with us of how to use them, but also, and we've experienced this going out into the field, and we have the intention of, okay, we have this vision of exactly how this is going to look for the ceremony, but then it doesn't happen, but it still completes because it's the intention. That's the most important thing. And we're allowed to be pleasantly surprised. She didn't have access to a healing lagoon. So she, like, with how she was working with the Waikara and the Karakia, this is basically like factory resetting energy is what these protocols do. And she was sharing with me what she was doing. And my response was exactly what I just shared, that you have the intention and you can do it in a different way and still achieve the same result, because you are working with what you have that's available to you. It's all about the resources that are there and in figuring out how you can work with them.
I mean, still, of course, it's important to uphold the important parts of the protocol. I mean, if you don't work the protocol, then it, you know, the intention is not backed up with action. Let's just put it that way, because in a way, the actions guarantee the integration of the intention into the weaving, if that makes sense, you know, because in a way, yes, you put out the intention in words and thoughts, and then you back it up with action, but the action is actually what weaves in those words into the larger field of energies. And so in that way, the intention can carry and can make its path, and then return whatever needs to return to you. And yes, but still, it's not that you always need to have the prettiest and most epic lagoon to do the healing protocol. You can also do it in your bathtub. It works, you know, and so that's what it is about. Yes, for sure. And the intention is, of course, the most important aspect of it all, in a way. But still, the protocols need to be carried out in protocol. And yeah, you
So
know, going into ceremony and having a certain vision of how things will be. Yes, there sometimes will be things that are similar, and sometimes your vision of the future is being confirmed, but still there's always, and this is like, I'm not exaggerating, there's always the element of surprise, because that is how divine directive operates. I'm repeating myself, but you probably all are familiar with that sentence, like that it is, you know, protected by the improbability of prediction. And this is how it's experienced in real time. You go to a place, you envision how it might look like, you envision what will be there, who will be there, and then things turn out differently. But still the intention and the protocols are being carried out, and still the guarantee is. And sometimes you're even guaranteeing way bigger things than you are aware of. Like, I can tell you so many stories about that, so many epiphanies about, you know, what was done over the last 3-4 years are now just coming to me and us in terms of the bigger picture. And so it's just beautiful. And this is what this is all about, you know, surrender to the flow, and remember that change is the only constant. So don't attach yourself to certain expectations of how the outcome or how a situation should be. Just allow yourself to explore and be the child, and be the child that plays in the waves, of change.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I feel we are ready for our beautiful break,
Yes.
and then for some geometry action.
Ooh. Right. Let me find the button. Okay, everybody. We'll be back. That was fun. Let me switch this over. Happy Tuatara New Moon, by the way. Oh, you're still muted. Hold on. There we go.
Oh,
I got you.
I'm excited to see the geometries. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh, yeah. Happy new moon in the smiling gecko, by the way. That's today. Unlike last month, most of the geometries we're looking at are new.
Wasn't that the same last month that you had a lot of new geometries?
I think or maybe that was March. It was March or April where pretty much all of them I already had.
I think that was March.
Maybe.
But I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So from the jump, the turtle is still big. It's been like this since January, actually.
Mm-hmm. The turtle is turtling.
Yes, the turtle is turtling in a very turtly way. And so is the gecko. Now, with the gecko, that's not really surprising. Gecko does show up a lot as a big energy. Not always.
And they decided to become one, like in the last...
Yeah.
They decided to become Motunui.
Yeah, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
What we also have is the albatross, the torua. That is May's birth sign.
Mm.
And the three of them are in cahoots the entire month. All three of them are up to something. It's like, well, who's riding on whose back?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. Because the gecko isn't just a tiny gecko, but it's a big crocodile, a big dragon. We can look at it that way. So the tuatara could be carrying the other two in, or the albatross is carrying the other two in, or the turtle is carrying the other two in, or maybe they're all doing it at once somehow because it's all one and the same in the end.
Yeah.
And
it's all merging into one big bird Garuda bird dragon being, and I had that already coming up last week with the Huna.
Garuda. Yeah. I didn't think of that. So one of the other things that came up in January, or for the January reading, and that was before January occurred with all of the things that happened, there was the impression that I got that the canoe is coming in for a landing. There's a landing sequence beginning, and it came up again for the month of May. And it seems like it's the final landing sequence for the entire thing to be fully landed. So it wasn't
it's
just...
interesting that you're saying the canoe, because just now in the cards the canoe was in the center.
I thought that too. The waka of the iwi. That's got to be a coincidence. I mean, what else could it be? Everything that we do is absolute coincidence, and it's not anything else, and then very entertaining. What do I have here?
So this whole frequency in my reading about the preparation energy makes a lot of sense as well. Prepare for landing.
Yeah. So we have Mutu's 10, 11, and 12. The final season of love for 2025 are the big energies for the month of May. And like I said already, the Honu has been Honunuiing since January. Yeah. And the waka is coming in for a final landing and coming to a completion just in time for the rising of Matariki and the Lemurian year 2026, which is right around the corner. And this was, I still speak to the Wairua and ask, give me a quote. So there's in the download that I put together for May, there is a little quote from the Wairua for every phase of the month. It's the first thing the Wairua says to me is, have the opulence of the albatross.
Opulence.
Opulence of the albatross. Like, I enjoy alliteration. Yeah. The opulence of the albatross gave me a really good laugh. It will always guide you true. Finally, the big dragon waka lands with the help of the albatross.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just any canoe. It's the dragon canoe. It's not just any dragon canoe either. It's Tanimaro.
Mm.
At least that's what the Wairua shared with me.
Mm-hmm.
That it is feeling a little bit of an emotion come up, thinking about that, of Tanimaro coming in for a landing and being fully settled. Now, another way to look at this is Aotearoa is Tanimaro, the land of the long white dragon. And there is an invitation, of course, to work with the frequency of the waka. And if you have a waka canoe that you can go out on, or even a kayak to go out onto the water at some point in the month, there might be an opportunity for you to feel invited to do that. Yeah. Let's go into, shoot. Let me zoom in a little bit more. I gotta find the right file on the computer side, because there we go, because it disappeared in the back. So this is today. And there's this expression of the innocence. This was another theme that I believe had happened last month as well, where in the Tengita, or in the throat chakra is what most people know it as, there is the energy of innocent expression, energy of the truth to be expressed. And that's happening again today. I think it happens in other points this month. But this really strong falcon eyes again. That's also another not very consistent theme, but it comes up enough lately, where there's a really big, almost like a big magnifying glass, being able to find the minute details of things that we can address if we choose to address them and not get stuck in the victim mode. We could say it that way. But straight up the middle, there's the albatross behind the turtle, behind the gecko. And then they make this coming up on the return. There's that expression of the truth again. Magnifying glass of the falcon coming up on Wednesday the 7th. And then it's like there's 10, 11, 12, 10. They just have a little switcheroo. They're playing motu musical chairs as they go through this. And there's doors in here too. Like this one especially. This is really, let me zoom in more. That is really fascinating looking. Now this particular geometry is also happening when the enter starts.
And they sit exactly in the same seats.
Yes, except for the falcon. The falcon switches with the talking bird. So we have
interesting, yeah.
So we have magnifying glass, or we call it a magnifying glass. We have big kaka energy.
But didn't I just say in the cards that there's also this thing about how we are communing? That would make a lot of sense, that you know, we're having this in the return, we're having the magnifying glass on what's what's maybe not right in the way of how we're connecting with people. And then we have
Mhm.
in the enter the same energy with the opportunity, just with the kakamotu, which is
Yeah.
also about the communication with the community,
Yes.
exchanging places with the falcon.
And there is a big receiving with that, and I was
Yeah.
seeing that as well, and it's receive the waka. I'm not gonna get into the whole specifics of what came up in that, reading that I did, but there's some, opportunity to connect with the the canoe, the great big canoe of the long white dragon, and receive it. It's not just landing and we're helping the thing to land, it's arriving to you.
Hmm.
It's the waka of the iwi that is coming to see you. That's what I'm getting from this.
Yes. And yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then again, the lamb, the truth is still sitting in that space of expression. This one is a little bit different in terms of the shape, but this is the like the midpoint of the month. So again, with that strong falcon energy. And then the end of the sequence. Yes, I know it's not May 31st, but this is the end of the sequence because remember that the structure looks a little bit different now. Right there in the front, it's like I don't want to use the term fighter ship because
Say
of the
that
word
again.
a fighter ship, like something that can go really, really fast, like
Yeah.
a starship, not a fighter ship, but can't think of the word. But that like, and at the corners, we have both of the motu of community.
Hmm.
On the side of the kaka, it is about the brotherhood and sisterhood. On the size of the kupanui, which is number 1, it's about the village and the family and about the child. So it's holding it down in the foundation to help support whatever is happening. Yeah. Let's see where the comments are.
It's
Yeah.
very interesting. I mean, with some of the things that you've said, I had a beautiful session with Huna Marari last week, and some of the
Mm.
things that you've expressed, um, literally with what I am working on right now myself. With some of the things I still had questions, and this voice of the innocence, in a way, was really coming to me, where the Wairua in a way was allowing me to see that everything is already there, and that I just need to, in a way, step out of my own way and just allow things to happen in the moment, and just trust that, like trust in my own abilities, and trust into the natural flow of things. And so it's just very interesting, because with a lot of the things that you said, I mean, as you said a few episodes back, there was a moment where you felt like I was speaking to you directly. And
Uh-huh.
with this, I feel like, wow, so the geometries are really showing up for me in this way to confirm some of the things that I'm working on, or
Mhm.
some of the things that I'm receiving and still putting together. And it's really cool. And it's really like this feeling of, yes, something is truly wanting to settle in. Like, it's like this feeling of, it wants to settle into our structure. I feel it wants to settle into my bones. And yeah, so I'm really excited to see how this is all gonna unfold in our day-to-day life experience of planet Matea, and yeah, what it is all bringing with it. Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to add the link for people to come on.
Yeah, and you know, for me, the geometry of May 19th is really in a way of drawing me in, because if I'm looking at it exactly, especially from here, it really feels like it's moving. It's almost like that I can see the upper lines clearly.
Which date?
May 19th.
Oh, that's the... Oh, okay. Let me
And it
zoom in.
just feels like, because the lines are exaggerating these points, you know, and everything else is moving upwards. And when I was seeing it a little smaller, it was almost like the lines were fading, and it felt like they were in motion. Really cool. There's something about this this geometry. I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so guys, if you have anything to share, if you have a comment, if you have a question, if you even maybe want to have a question answered with a few cards, you can jump to the opportunity right now and hop online with us.
We invite you. We love you guys. Would love to have you on. Spear Spirit, yeah. It's like a type of, I don't think the word's arero, because there's another word. Yeah, I can't think of what that other word is.
I mean, lots of these geometries look like spearheads or arrowheads or starships. It's whatever you want to make it in a way, I feel, you know, because these are so many things, you know, and in a way with the geometries, we can also see how everything is kind of like within each other, like how you can recognize different things within other things. Yeah. I think it's very interesting and beautiful.
Yeah. So for those people who work with these, or if you haven't worked with these yet, you're always invited to receive the download that I make of these. It's not the very pretty version with all of the nice kumara in the background, because I'm mindful of the ink in people's printers. But you can receive the download. It is available for the month of May, and work with it however you are called to. It does include all 12 points for each of the geometries, and it has the key as well, so you know which animal is which. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. And one thing that I also wanted to share, I already started mentioning it, I don't know if it was last month or the month before, but I'm going to start offering a container. I want to call it a container. It's not really a workshop, but I'm going to start offering this specific container that people can join. And it's all about, so what it is themed is, it's about the 3 moon procession and the sun dance. So that's the theme of it. What does that mean? In a way, the 3 moon procession and the sun dance are ways of being with the moon and the sun. So ways of being with the seasons of love. And this container that I now offer is limited to a group of 8 people, and it's going to be for 3 months, and it's going to be where we come together in group calls, and where I will share about the moon precession and the sun dance, and how we can work with it in our day-to-day life, and what that can benefit, like how the benefits can be for us, all based on the Lemurian operating system, the Wataka system, and how the sun and the moon show up in there. And it's 3 months, just to really have a good time span to observe yourself. And it's not really about that I am showing you a path. It's more that I am holding this container for you to discover a path for yourself. Because I'm not one that says, okay, this is the only way of working with the energies, or this is the only way of working with your intention, because this is what it's mainly going to be about. How do we work with our own intention throughout the cycles of nature? And this can be looked at in the perspective of a year, of a month, of a week. And so this is what we're going to work with. And we're going to be in this group of 8 people, and I'm going to limit it to that so that it's not too big of a crowd, so that everybody can really have a space to share and to get to know each other a little bit. And yes, the offer is not yet on my website, but it's going to be there by the mid of the week, like end of the week at latest. And I am offering so-called early bird offer for 3 people. The first 3 people that book within the first 2 weeks, there will be a description within the product where you can enter a specific code. And if you're one of the lucky 3, you will get a discount for this offer. And yes, this is something that I'm now starting to offer 4 times in. For now, I'm going to probably keep it 4 times in the year, because each workshop is going to be free, like dedicated for 3 months. It's not that you're going to, like the first month is going to be more intense than the other 2. But yeah, more of that you can find then soon on my website. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be very practical. We're going to do movements. We're going to do different things. And I think it's going to be very playful and beautiful. And I feel we, like also including myself, we will discover a lot about us, ourselves, and yeah, what we can do for ourselves. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, congrats ahead of time. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be joyful. That's what I'm hoping, what I'm aiming for. Yeah,
it's gonna be.
And of course, also a little bit educational for all of us, you know. And as I'm embarking on this new project, or not project, but this new thing, I'm very excited, because I know I will learn so much from everything, from each person, from each moment. And, you know, I'm of course in that journey and discovery myself. Yeah.
Beautiful. I don't think anybody's coming on to hang out with us.
And that's okay. They are a bit shy, and I get it. So I really hope that this was enjoyable for all of you and informational. I hope that you maybe received some confirmation, some clarification, some guidance for yourself. And from me, just thank you that you are here, that you're watching this, that you're listening to this. Please let us know some feedback or just comments. We really enjoy receiving some feedback from all of you.
Yes. And as always, we share the invitation to you to come to our websites and receive what we have to gift to you. Kahasihi does wonderful next level oracle readings, if I have to be honest. I've been on the receiving end of a number myself, and I she's amazing. I have to say this quite honestly, she is amazing at what she does. So I know this workshop is gonna be really amazing as well. So
Oh,
we share that invitation for you to uh, go to her website, receive her mahi if you're called to it. We also invite you to go to my website to receive the geometries if you work with those. The digital Lemurian 2026 calendar, I am taking over the Lemurian calendar. It's going to be a full annual thing every year now. That is available on my website for you to receive if that is something that you want to receive, so you know what the date is. And when I
yeah,
say
go
something
get it.
when I say something like, "Oh yeah, the new moon's in Tuatara today," you have the whole entire year of everything in the motu, and it's not.
You will say, I already know.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful interaction, educational thing, and it works well if you travel too because it's gonna sync to your time zone. Everything is coded to the Tanimaro, where the first light enters the planet in Aotearoa in New Zealand. Um, and I did also make a version that is print friendly to print at home. It is not available to ship to you because that's not an easy thing to do with calendars. It's just been a pain for a long time.
Mm.
But it is made in a print format if you choose to interact with it in that way. So you are invited to go and look at those and receive those, and also to go and connect with the rest of our amazing hunas in our we call it a yellow book. They used to have these physical yellow books in the States that have all of these phone numbers for businesses and people. So we have our own our own, oh gosh. Oh, I don't remember the Maori word off the top of my head of for yellow.
We call them
Yeah.
phone books in
Yeah.
Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Phone books.
Yeah, the phone books, but the yellow pages. Like
Yeah,
there
the
is
yellow
actually called
pages.
the yellow pages here in the
Yeah,
States.
we also call it gelbe Seiten. Yeah, yellow pages. Mhm.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Funny, funny, funny. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Both of us cheeky blackbirds.
This was fun, and I like that wow, I think this is going to be the shortest episode ever.
Yes. It feels really good.
And
I like it a
it's
lot.
almost halftime for us. Is it the fifth or is it the sixth episode? We started off in November, didn't we?
Today is our halfway point, I think.
So yeah, we're really getting the hang of this to
Mhm.
keep it in a good, neat, focused path. I love
Yes.
that. Exciting. So I'm already excited for the next episode, and I'm wishing everyone just a very beautiful and gorgeous season of the Toroa and May maybe,
Yes.
and whatever you wish it to be. And for me here in Germany, it's just, the green is just coming around so lush and beautifully, like spring is just springing. It's
Yes.
incredible.
I'm so grateful that the temperature here has decided to finally level out and not swing 40,
Mm.
50 degrees over the course of 2 days. I'm not a fan of that.
No.
No. No,
Yeah.
not at all.
So wishing all of you just the best and so many blessings and greetings to all of you. Thank you again for watching, everyone who was with us live and
Yes.
everybody who's catching the replay.
We appreciate you.
Exciting. Yes, we appreciate you and we're so grateful for you being here and sending you so much wawa.
Mwah. Wah, wah.